artificial intelligence replace architects? Will artificial intelligence surpass human intelligence?
It already has.
Let's go to Will artificial intelligence replace architects?
No.
Huh?
Explain.
You can think of this broadly as, will AI replace artists in general? Because architects very often are a form of artist. And I do think that a lot of the architecting process is going to be empowered by AI, but we're still going to have architects. One of the earliest times that AI beat our intelligence is in the game of chess. But we didn't stop watching chess, and we didn't start watching AI chess. We still watch human chess. In fact, chess tournaments are bigger now than they've ever been, and we're still just obsessed with how humans do it. We're still watching each other. I think that that is built inside of how our brain works, and we are still interested in what artists create because they are human, because we believe that their internal world and our internal world have something in common. And when we watch that, it triggers our mirror neurons. It triggers a response from inside of us. And that is very different than if we see something that is perhaps beautiful, perhaps functional, but doesn't have soul. Now, we can trick humans into believing it has soul if we put up, two images or two buildings side by side and say, which one did the AI build? And if they don't know the difference, then maybe you could argue that we wouldn't care. But I think that we do ultimately care. Is if you are going to be living in a building, or you're going to be buying a piece of art, or you're going to be consuming a piece of media, you're going to want the one that allows you to feel connected with humans. And that's not going away. We want to feel connected with each other. We're obsessed with each other. We're not obsessed with AI on the same level, especially once the novelty wears off. Now, there's a lot of areas where we use AI inside of industrial design, or inside of material manufacturing, or inside of protein folding, where this soul of the object is not the most important thing, but instead it's functionality and making sure that it fits within certain parameters. And that is part of what an architect does, absolutely. But it's not everything that architect does. And so it's going to be replacing some tasks, and it's going to be allowing the architect to be more productive, but it won't be replacing architects.
Will artificial intelligence surpass human intelligence?
It already has in specific areas. And this is an area we just keep on moving the goalpost for. Can it beat us at chess? Can it beat the smartest human at chess? Can it beat the smartest human at chess and move the pieces and recognize the actual pieces? Can it do that and do the laundry and the next thing and the next thing? So we keep on moving the bar on this. And I think it's more productive to be thinking about when and how it will surpass us in different areas. We're still in a world of artificial narrow intelligence, which means we can create AI that is good at a narrow set of tasks. What's the definition of that? It's when the inputs and the outputs are clear. When it knows what information to consume and has access to that, and it knows what outputs it needs to give, and it can do those with examples. That is very different than us, how we humans work, where we work inside the real world and we're constantly context switching, and inputs and outputs are clear, are unclear. And so we're still a far way off from that. Are we ever going to achieve AGI? I think that some of the progress we are making towards there is honestly illusionary, and we're further off than we think, but we probably will crack it someday. I wouldn't want to be betting against the advancement of AI in the long term. But even then, I think that we are going to be working with the AI, and it'll become more of an extension of our intelligence. Why would you choose Apollo instead of using LinkedIn? Apollo has a lot more filters that really help you narrow down your target market even further. Though I would warn you that if you can get away with using LinkedIn, that you probably should, because LinkedIn has